black and white email. So.
Which one did you get?
The two-ball.
They only give me one that they got the Odyssey Awards. That's all they got.
Odyssey Awards and the two-ball. They got several different styles for the awards.
Oh, there they are. And which one do you have?
Two-ball.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, 68. 6,800. That ain't gonna work.
Oh, yeah, the two-ball. I got you. There it is.
Two-ball, yeah.
Hold on. Let's look at this scorecard on this thing.
Resurrected now, government by the least competent among us, and more Congress is unable to do anything. Both Ryan and McConnell failing at passing things on to Trump, and what they hoped was simply that they'd have a president who would just sign anything put in front of them. If they can't put things in front of them, they're going to be under attack.
It's a nice course. It's tough.
It's different than we were on a minute ago.
Different key box.
The whole layout's different.
It's Quail Hollow, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what we were on a few minutes ago, but it's definitely different shape.
Huh.
I didn't even look at what course we were on.
That's strange. Alright. Let's see what we got here.
This is essentially playing legislator as opposed to actually being one. And this is them attempting to kind of roll play their way back in time in pass things and will become law. But that's not how it works anymore. And you saw it last night. They're not ready to actually legislate.
Look, last night was a humiliating, historic moment for Republicans, and that press conference was just bizarre. Equally as the president then going to Twitter saying, yes, please, I agree, pass something that you actually don't want to be enacted into law. We woke up this morning a deeply divided party. Understand, for 7 years, Republicans have promised this. This is a deeply divided party. Members of Congress are going to hear it from their conservative base. But to Norm's point, and yours as well, Chris, we have been divided in different variations now for easily a decade. And at one point it was Tea Party versus establishment. Now it's kind of Trump versus Tea Party. And there is no place for center-right, if you want to call them establishment or not. There is no place for center-right Republicans anymore in this current party. Frankly, what we saw last night was the inability of this president, a Republican president, to lead the party and lead the nation on one of the most critical issues we face and one he had promised to reform.
Press on the nature of that failure. Because the nature of failure to me is only
Hold on.
the only reason the way that Donald Trump could win a Republican primary was if enough voters didn't care about policy master. And I remember watching debates where he'd be in front of governors. And these are governors who in Iowa politics grew up very quite different. Say Scott Walker, for instance. And you would watch them, there'd be parts where there's a debate on Planned Parenthood defund. And every one of those governors could with tremendous granular detail the ins and outs of how they went about, say, defunding Planned Parenthood. Donald Trump could not do that. But the voters chose he didn't have that. So because he was just ready to kind of come back around. The choices that are being made by a base that didn't clear in some deep sense about government. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What you had was a Republican Party, and it goes back.
Oh shit, I've got to connect up with goddamn OGT one. My first swing would have been, nobody would have been fucking pissed.
It can't get any worse than this. Trump comes along and says, what the hell have you got to lose? We blow things up. And you have a lot of voters who said, go ahead and do that. And you have people in Congress who are not prepared to make a pivot with policy ideas that they had, along with the president.
Yeah, ready. We're good to go. Okay.
Quickly, David, there's some talk that the president's now going to pivot against the GOP conference, essentially run against that. Do you think that's likely?
Oh, absolutely. Because look, your conservative base is going to blame rhinos, rhinos being rhinos. The purge you're seeing in the White House of Trevis and Spicer and other establishment Republicans. This president's only path forward is to go back to what he knows, which is to show himself. Trump is the person, not as Trump as the leader of the party.
All right, Steve, John, thank you both for joining me. We'll have much more on today's Women Shake Up. Capping off a disastrous, unbelievable week, really, with the Trump administration.
Not too bad, but.
That bounce.
No, bounce. I got a hit on it. I feel like the bonus could have been worse.
Is this new clubs you're using?
No. Okay, now I can see something. I might be able to make that.
Is this all new clubs you're using?
What was that, dude?
Is this all new clubs you're using?
All my what I'm using?
New clubs?
Yeah, all new clubs. I haven't got any of them yet. Ready to them right now. Except I have. That's right. So I'm going to take my clothes off later.
It's a roller.
That went straight. It's a bonus.
I was gonna say, went nice and straight.
I gotta learn this club now. Like the hit. It's taking a while.
Possibly additional changes that can get to the point where they are smoothing the machine.
That's a great shot. I love that one.
They'll get through the first two trees. I don't care if the other trees.
I think you'll get through there.
Do you think it is lines frequencies and pole lines in your phone?
Well, I mean, I spoke to the president about this today, and he tweeted as well where he puts the wording of 3 Republicans and 4 Democrats in his opinion. And I had a conversation days ago with this.
Very nice.
Do you have 3 or more moderates?
Very nice.
Conference, which is for any repeal, no matter what it looks like, and that senator said yes. So I wasn't terribly surprised by what happened earlier this morning. I was told yesterday that it was going to go a little bit different. So he then changed his vote after that. But on the other side,
That's interesting. So you were told yesterday they had to vote.
I was under the impression that they had the votes. I didn't think it was going to be much more than 51 tiebreaking vote by the vice president. But I wasn't expecting it to go down by 1. This is a later conservative.
Too short.
Likely Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, or a moderate senator like Cassidy Chile or Canada or DDR.
Yeah.
They were trying to move the process.
You're all jacked up.
But this obviously wasn't what I think the large majority wanted to see get done as the final product.
I gotta try these glitches out. I'm all fucked up. This is a long day.
What way did you get?
We got the Callaway S grinds, the milled ones.
M3, Mac Daddy 3.
What was that? I needed the Mac Daddies. I needed the Mac Daddies. I got the other one. The one right below. Actually, I got the Mac Daddies, but I got these right real quick. I don't know. We'll see how they play. If not, we'll see Mac Daddies.
I got the EC3.
Like when you guys put somebody in the car and you're taking the hit, you know, and when you put the hand like
Is that fast?
did it just kill somebody?
Yeah, it went fast.
Well, it didn't go fast enough. What color am I? Yeah, I crushed the shit out of it.
No, I would say that.
I guess I should have practiced maybe a little bit. Oh, I'm in the fucking bunker?
We have people who have my constituents, the high profile.
Of course.
Alright, how about that?
A few months ago. Two of them were my constituents, two were Congressman King's district. We were murdered by machetes. The nature of what we are going through.
Get up there. Don't go back down, you rotten.
Oh.
Oh. Get robbed here. Hell yeah, 40.
Police officers to engage in illegal criminal activity, which is assault.
Well, I lift it.
And just officially.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh my god! I don't like these pledges already. They suck. Send me back.
Because people are also proven guilty. We have a process in our country to ensure that
I crush the shit out of you now.
right to counsel.
Stop.
Stop, man.
With MS-13, we have people who are illegal on many fronts.
This is Easy Pins.
He was entirely charged, but it's the best practice of all of our law enforcement.
This was the Easy Pins.
And understand people are sensitive. This is what these are. Kind of he said that strict rules and procedures and then beginning prisoners violations as we treated extremely seriously. Was it appropriate for the president to say that? No, I mean, I definitely have a different style than the president. I mean, was that was a different
That's too much.
At least my butter working.
Oh, that wasn't swing? Oh, great putt. Get up. I left so many putts short in my tournament round today. It's just really disgusting.
My fucking, it's all fucked up. I'm above you guys on every shot. I'm not seeing anything on my shots. It's weird. You guys have that problem too?
Nah, my video's been good.
And I don't even see your ball. I mean, your ball is not even there. You're hitting the air. You don't even have a ball on the ground.
Exit out and join back in if you want. I hosted it.
Let me try that real quick.
Alright. Go ahead.
When did you download the course?
Oh, about 20 minutes ago? Yeah. Let me try that real quick, see if it helps. Coming back in.
That was fast. How's it look now? Alright, looks like you're back. Oh, hold on. Damn it. Damn it.
We're all in the shop now. And I see a golf ball down there, so we're good.
When these incidents take place, there at that moment, absolutely, we restart at Murder Island. This is at home. I wouldn't live anywhere.
Alright, music time. I gotta work pizza too. Lost your pizza. Maybe, I don't think so. I just think you're screwed. Oh shit, coffee's out. My fucking phone is. Oh. Hey, you're fine.
Yeah, you gotta look at it too.
Keep chatting right now and trying to use it. Order pizza now? Yeah. Okay. I'm just getting Bellagio's. Okay, cool. We got Bellagio has a kind of right? Who should have? Yeah. Bellagio's pizza 100.
Phone number for Bellagio's Pizza is
That's not
50.
it. Well, I'm not. It's not. I'm gonna leave you guys for a second because I order pizza. Yeah, I should have kept my changed my angles on the glove. I should have kept the same.
Yeah. Oh.
So you done graveyard next week, Sean?
What's that?
You working graveyard next week, or are you back on days?
No, I'll be back on days next week.
Good.
I should have been good with that again until the end of August.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on sending your mats out.
Alright.
And because I bought that new Give It Action mat, so I'm pulling all my mats up. So I'm probably sending you a little bit more than usual. We're gonna do it that way. I'm gonna pull all this crap up. The mats. Yeah, but money costs, holy crap.
It's pretty rough. Where was it? Museum there was.
Leo's back.
And we got $200 flat. They would be bleeding the cow back and sleep free.
Not going to be a fun tournament for me. We'll play this one.
What was that, good man?
It's not going to be a good tournament when we play this one.
Oh yeah.
Tough driving course. Thanks. Ooh, I got no bounce. Ouch.
I'm trying to go easy on my elbows too. I'm not gonna go back to 2 days ago. I just feel my hand.
Tremendous relief. We have been engaged with Grassroots America saying we have to
elbow.
yeah. to see to report the senators that in fact the expansion of Medicaid is working really well. That the exchanges empower hundreds of thousands in your state to get health care. And the health care bill of rights makes a lot of sense. And if we're on this up, really would be a terrible thing to do. We needed the citizens in every state to tell the senators that. We needed the healthcare stakeholders to say that. We contacted the governors in these states to have them say that. But still, what we saw was this solid determination to get something passed. Even if it hurt the people of America. So it was
back. You see that thing, man?
Yeah.
We might play one round tonight with Stinger. You want to do that one round of the scramble?
Yeah. We'll see. Oh, the monthly. Yeah. Might be able to do that.
It's up to you guys. Well, let me see how my health feel after the 18. First off, see what I feel. I'm not gonna fucking let me nose dive a fucking scramble just yet.
Yeah, you guys got a shot at it. I don't think we got any shot. There's a lot of skirts out there, and we're of one.
I go take some like 4 or 5 Advil. If not, we just play a fun round, the 4 of us. I think Steve's gonna play a cat too. Sean's gotta get up because he's got a golf game tomorrow morning. So this will be his last game. Changes a little bit. I did go up by the 64.
Wow. Ugly.
Nice up.
Very nice. Oh boy, get better. Damn it.
Oh, I hear so. Yeah, look at just like 14. Holy crap.
Shot.
This has been a notably rough week for President Donald Trump. Started with the president relentlessly attacking his own attorney general, Jeff Sessions, calling Sessions the leader, asking why he wasn't looking into crooked Korea's crimes and Russia relations. The week ended with evidence of the
Thanks.
defeat on healthcare in Louisiana as a Democrats and Protestant voters bombed the bill. The bill was derailed by thumbs down from Senator
But I know that. What is it? We all like it.
getting captured during Vietnam. And in between those signposts, there was what you might call a series of unfortunate events, including the previously mentioned ban on military service by transgender people, and instantly infamous Boy Scouts jamboree speech that sounded more like blood rally than haunting. The Boy Scouts themselves took issue with policy. And of course, Anthony's Pepperidge's profanity-laced interview with New York Times, new communications director attacked then Chief of Staff Reince Priebus and Chief Strategist Steve Bannon. Topping all that off, of course, was the ouster of Priebus and the appointment of a new Chief of Staff, also by Twitter. Joining me now, new executive director for the Republican strategist, Matt Kropiak. Matt, I would say you're not an Trumper. You're not really like on the Trump
It's a
train. There's
tough
this
freaking hole.
between as a sort of
Just with that pin right there.
Republican operative. If I were a Republican operative, I would be feeling pretty low right now. What is your feeling?
Well, I certainly felt that way after last night. The sense of failure with the Senate effort to do something on healthcare to keep the vehicle moving was profound. And there's a lot of blame to go around. Honestly, 7 years, not many consensus.
Oh, God, I can't hit this damn ball.
Such a mess.
What am I doing today?
So,
Like shitty at lunch too, but not this bad.
have a successful final 6 months of this calendar year. Next year we have an election year. It's going to be very difficult to get much.
Where's my food?
I know.
Where's my food? So we'll see what goes from here. I think more order and less chaos out of the White House would be a long way of
Oh shit. Pull out my driver because I want to get it again. Get in there.
His driver's there too.
Yeah, I'm not the driver.
Choke up a little bit.
Pull out right.
Should hit the driver.
Should have hit that. And that far enough.
What is your understanding of what just transpired and where you are in these first 6 months?
Alright, to get you to hit the driver.
Let's be really clear. A moral atrocity became a political liability for Republicans. It became toxic politically. Thursday night, the resistance movement began a massive uprising over the course of 6 months. Not just this week, but over 6 months. A massive resistance movement succeeded in killing a terrible idea that would have killed millions. We've killed it. It's a zombie. It has arisen before from the grave, and if it rises again, we'll kill it back into its grave. That's the work we know we have to do. I think you're seeing people celebrating this week completely because of the incredible victory that we have seen, and no one is resting on their laurels. Everyone's getting ready to fight again as much as we need to keep this terrible, destructive, cruel idea from ever seeing the light of day.
So this, Anna just said
With the Golf Galaxy today, and somebody really showed me what he didn't know about the GT2.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was setting it up, and I hit an iron, and he had it set up right, and then he was going to hit a couple drivers, and he put the tee in the, and then he moved the tube back past the ball, and I was like, that's in the right-handed spot, it's got to be in the left-handed spot. No, I use it all the time out of both spots. It don't matter which way you hit it. I was like, it's not going to read. The camera's looking out the front of it. We're going to be hitting past it to dark. Oh, I use it like that all the time.
Oh yeah, show me. Show me.
Yeah. Thank you.
The question is, moving forward now, particularly the chief of staff, with focus and discipline, with strategic, with strategy, with communications, all on the same team, all the same people working together. And I think that the necessity is there. So they've got that major
Yeah, I told him, I said, leave it there. I'll get some and show you the work. And he moved it. Didn't want nothing to do with it.
So many folks
that was supposed to be passed on day one was just beaten back by a movement of people that started mobilizing in December, that flooded town halls, that showed up every time a senator or a member of Congress would possibly show their face back home. They were confronted by people saying, hell no, you are not going to do this to us. And they're not going to just stop with healthcare. What they don't want to be clear on, if tax reform comes up, yes, that's a different issue than healthcare. People are fired up to stop this entire toxic agenda. We're not done.
Thank you. Joining now is my colleague Lawrence O'Donnell. Thanks for the last word tonight. Live at 10 p.m.
This is your introduction, because the entire idea of tonight at 10 p.m. is the worst week yet in the transition series.
So you worked in the Senate and did sort of in the room at various times. Have you seen something like that? It's not.
Listen, I've seen folks decide about their
It's gonna be fine. All the other ones have been.
this kind of suspense, and one of the reasons for this suspense, frankly, has been the inconsistency of John McCain. So hopefully he comes back from this surgery. And by the way, it's kind of inconceivable that someone gets off the bed from surgery, for brain surgery, and that you would then fly across the country to take healthcare away from tens of millions of people. That just becomes conceptually I listened to his speech when he came back, and I said,
It's gonna turn
this
more.
speech indicates he's going to vote against anything that Mitch McConnell proposes.
Lock myself
And so
up.
he confused people because he cast the procedural votes with regard to, which didn't surprise me, because in the old days of the Senate, they didn't have votes on motions to proceed. They automatically proceeded to the debate. So McCain was using the old tradition there, and I kept saying, wait till he votes on a substantive piece of legislation. And both times that came up, he voted no. So I was not one of those Democrats. And the Democrats out on the floor last night, when you heard them gasp, you heard this audible physical reaction from the Democrats when McCain voted with them. They would be so surprised if McCain had been consistent for the last 2 years of matching his rhetoric to his votes. That was because his rhetoric was completely clear, and I believe Mitch McConnell all week that he had McCain.
I said you were, as someone who follows you on Twitter, you were right about this, and there were a few people who basically heard that speech and said, wait a second, this is him giving the signal, and then there was a lot of procedure. Here's my other question about how the president relates to Congress, which I think is fascinating. You got people saying that, okay, now the president's going to go after the GOP. Then he's got,
Does he think there's a third party in the Congress? I don't think that's impossible that he does that. I mean, you can tell me
Thanks.
he thinks, well, I had this thing going. It's fine. I know that you can try to get to the thing that they had.
Thank you.
So here's why nothing's impossible for the White House, and it remains even more in this emergency clause. They now agree with a White House chief of staff who knows absolutely nothing about politics. The White House chief of staff's job, first of all, is politics. It's the most political job in the White House. He is a complete incompetent on that front. But whatever you think of Reince Priebus, he knows more about politics than General Kelly has ever learned to learn about politics. General Kelly is not one of the most incompetent people he's ever been there in his life. He comes from a work of competence.
It's gonna work.
People
Way up there.
People love him, know what they're doing. The professionals within the military. He's leaving all that behind to a world of chaos. And he
Good shot from in there.
He has a measurement for failure on his first day. And that is exactly how many hours does it take him to yank Scaramucci's credentials off of his neck and bring him forward. Because if he can't do that, he has a White House out of control, totally out of control, on day one. And he is a failure on day one because his job is controlling politics.
yeah, the issue, I mean, we all sort of chuckled when Matt said about, getting on the same page, that the issue is that the president doesn't want it on the same page. I mean, fundamentally, that is the issue, right? Organizations
This the American taxpayer is going to pay for this guy's madness. This guy who wants a straight jacket is not has the business practices. This
Wonderful.
man is
This should be enough wasabi for you.
Yeah, oh, it's way too much. But
You can take off. And yeah. Any here. Oh, perfect.
Oh, you're in front of my camera, dummy. Thank you, baby.
Sorry. Just working on my legs.
Between Trump businesses and Russia. The investigation is not fully out, nor is the reaction to it from Washington. But tonight we're going to Moscow. Tonight, Richard Engel, NBC's chief foreign correspondent, is on a summit
Get it.
in
Oh, yeah.
Russia. He's live in Moscow with this.
Yeah, it went in, but I figured it was going to bounce over.
Oh, I didn't need to. Oh, yeah, I'll take that one.
Yeah, you need.
Thank you.
It's a big choice. Some will see it as a test. They will be watching the president's decision for an answer to the question. Will the attack on our political system result in a dramatic shift in policy? Is the president so beholden to
Just
Russia
trying to find it out. What the hell?
no matter what?
What I have here.
But as you will see tonight, that is probably the wrong question. The Russian goals in attacking the U.S. go far beyond one election or one set of sanctions. What we're really looking at is a long-term campaign to reset the global political order. A campaign endorsed, according to U.S. intelligence agencies, by the highest levels of the Russian government. A lot of work is being done right now in Washington to figure out exactly
Thanks.
In the hole.
Thank you. Nice pup.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Playing it sarcastically, by the way. Never thought I'd make it.
First step is talking yourself into it, that's for damn sure.
Kaspersky's software is installed on all computers all across the country, but it's the fact that it's also installed on American government networks that its officials in Washington will Kaspersky didn't have left. He said the only connection, the only ties that he has to Russian intelligence is to fight cyber. Do you believe it?
Well, he said I didn't interfere in our elections either. So I don't think we can believe that based on his word. I mean, it's in his interest to try and do everything he can to protect his business. But that's not our interest. Our interest is to do everything we can to protect the national security of this country. So far, we have failed to hold Russia accountable for that.
Democratic Senator James Shaheen is a member of the Senate Committees for Armed Services and Foreign Relations. Both received classified briefings.
My ball done fell off my tee.
Everything that's classified, but we have lots of reports about the connections between Kaspersky, the company, and the FSB, the Russian intelligence, and the Russian government.
Shaheen is introducing language into a spending bill that would
That's right. Great steaks, a lot of playable eyes over there.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You have the Director of National Intelligence, the Director of the CIA, the Director of the NSA, the Acting FBI Director, the DIA Director, and the Director of the Geospatial Intelligence Agency all there, and they all said they would be confident using your software. These people typically speak.
Whoever lives is right.
Mm-hmm.
It means that there are zero problems, there are zero threats, there are zero your antivirus by its very nature has access to almost everything on the computer on which it's installed. We scale How close is Kaspersky to the crime? I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Oh shit, water. Oh, no, water. Oh, no.
Oh! Oh, it got a bounce.
Investigations worldwide. How
Oh.
Kaspersky crossed your desk.
Oh, this is looking
See, in real life, you got to bounce on the other side. Don't you get to drop it way down there?
That would have been nice. Would have been like back at the beginning.
Oh, I give it to you where it crossed. I see.
Oh, I guess it's that.
Oh, come on. It's that garbage. I knew right from when I hit it, it was going to loop goofy like that and stay away from the water. They're back the fuck up off my food, flying motherfucker.
For him to say that he got into that school willy-nilly, absolute falsehood. By the time he left that school, Kaspersky knew what he wanted to do and who he was going to do it for. That was the beauty of it. And military intelligence, that was the beginning of collapses when you go to private business. You will lose this, and you're on the force really fast. So your biography reads
They can give up.
Good bounce. There we go.
Very lucky. Kaspersky's personal fortune, estimated at nearly $1.3 billion, allows him access to all the best toys in the world. But he says that, unlike other Russian billionaires, he owes
That might be why I'm tired. Hell, I just from my DC2 shotgun. I've hit 447 shots so far today since I've been home.
Oh! Oh! What's going on?
Oh, wow.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
Oops. I'm smacking flies. Smack my camera.
Pretty sure I'm working on about 600 shots. I'm pretty damn tired. My DC2 says 447 and I probably did 100, 150 at Golf Gallon.
I'm just trying to be very careful with how I hit the ball and don't hurt myself. I'm kind of nervous about it.
Lost. This is a work with.
He's being caught up in anti-Russian sentiment in this country. Oh, I can tell you from the kind of work I do in the FBI for a long time. Nobody looks at it that way. They don't look for Russian, they don't look for Chinese, they don't look for nationality. The office in Virginia stands empty now. This first lab has already been removed from some of the lists of the first suppliers.
It's kind of a really easy shot to do that on.
Through the streets of Moscow on his way to
Bad.
anytime soon. Kaspersky has always prided himself on being open and transparent. Now, Americans are demanding
No.
to live up to that promise.
Oh no! Fuck.
I'll show you how to do that right there.
Ah. Food hole.
He's taking us. I'm not doubting it, but I'm just saying when you're in this type of work and you're looking for people that could potentially be spying against your country, not everything's as it appears. And there appear to be some undeniable ties between Kaspersky Lab and recent attacks on the U.S. One of the hackers sanctioned by the U.S. government for hacking the Democratic Party is a former employee. And the current employee, himself a former intelligence officer, was arrested in Russia, suspected of being a double agent. Was Kaspersky Lab
Oh!
Good one.
Russian effort to infiltrate and influence the U.S. election?
Ah, shit.
I think that's a reason to do the business to live around. Is a view that could have shut down the company here in the So you're saying not only did you not do it, if you were asked to do it, can you operate when you say that, according to Bob Anderson, is just not true. As long as this person lives in Moscow. This version, if they come to you and they say, hey, listen, supply this information, you don't have a choice. We said we have this person, we would even want to know or not. When it comes down to the way that they run their government, there's no choice about that. Do you think this person is involved in the Russian attempt to influence the U.S. election?
Well, I don't know until then. And hopefully that's something that we will hear more about as we hear more about the investigation into what happened. We do know that Russia interfered in our elections, that hacked our election system, and we do know that this person has ties to the Russian government and the Russian intelligence.
Can you imagine where we're now getting into a spy picking up a Russian cyber detection program? So we think propaganda, the courts, not only in the United States, but many other countries,
But-
even the interfering with Russia, they even the Russia, they go and buy Coca-Cola.
Coming up later in the show, Russian politicians claim the threat of sanctions makes no difference to them whatsoever. If that's what Washington wants, they say, bring it on.
There's a defiant mood in Moscow right now, and they're not interested in backing down. That story is still to come. Vacation is very important. That's why Booking.com makes finding the right hotel for the right price easy. Visit Booking.com now to find that
Hi, I'm Jesse. And I'm Dan. We started Hubble because contact lenses are too
I
expensive.
love that. Carry 621.
Straight to you. Get your first 2 weeks free on HubbleContacts.com.
Yeah. Oh, good. She's on the side.
I was wondering if an electric toothbrush really cleans better than a manual or rather business. It does. They're not all the same. Turns out they're really different. You know, I had no idea. So she said, well, you should look at dental with a round brush.
Go brown with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush adds 3 ounces of tooth to gently remove hard bone. And Oral-B cross-section is clinically proven to reduce the impact on stomach your dining plan.
My mouth feels so clean.
The #1 brand used by dentists worldwide. Oral-B. Brush
All right, this is your end here. I got a golf in there. Take that off.
It's gonna work.
was the Russians who himself had broken back to the Russian agents. Early on, when communism was still an untainted promise, it was ideology. That's what worked with Alger Hiss, the diplomat who accompanied FDR to the Alger Conference, and later went on to become the Secretary General of the conference that founded the UN. Hiss was exposed by Time magazine editor and former colleague William Chambers. Chambers then led federal agents to his Maryland farm, where out of the pumpkin contracted coal, 5 bales of coal containing secret documents from the State Department. Secrets he claimed he got from Alger Hiss. Hiss was eventually sentenced to 5 years in prison for perjury. Then there were the immigrants who were sent to the U.S. by the KGB, like Rudolph Reagan. Became the subject of the film, Perfect Spies. He was a soldier.
I'm ready to punch this GC2 with all these deliveries I get.
Immigrated to the U.S. through Canada and lived undercover as an artist and photographer. He proceeded to turn his Brooklyn studio into a spy lab and hollowed out nickel coins that contained very tiny photographs of coded messages. Eventually, Abel's assistant turned him in. He was swapped in exchange for an American pilot on that very famous bridge of spies. Then, in 1994, we finally learned why the CIA had such a hard time recruiting spies of its own.
A senior American CIA official rushing to spy from Moscow since the closing days of the Soviet Union. The suspected spy is the highest-ranking CIA official ever accused.
He was a 31-year veteran of the CIA, named Aldrich Hayes. The FBI caught him after they found this torn-up note he wrote for his KGB contact. When he would have something for them or he wanted to meet, he would use chalk to mark a post office box on the road between the Russian residential compound and the Russian embassy in downtown D.C. In exchange for American secrets, Mr. Ames received $2.5 million. Ames is currently serving a life sentence without parole. He had burned more CIA agents than any other spy in U.S. history. Until this guy.
Tonight, the FBI has an provocative key by the phone. A federal FBI agent with access to sensitive and highly classified information in the United States government.
Robert Hansen was responsible for keeping tabs and capturing Russian spies in the U.S. In 1985, he sent an anonymous note volunteering his services to the KGB. In exchange for $100,000 in cash, he picked his own dead drops where he could leave packages for his heirs. He provided the Russians with more than 2 dozen computer disks and more than 6,000 pages of valuable material. In exchange for the information, Mr. Hansen was paid $1.5 million. He is currently serving 15 life sentences in the Supermax prison in Florence, Colorado. When the Cold War ended, the Russians were consumed with the total economic collapse that followed. Americans were happy to declare victory and move on. But in Russia, a former KGB agent
Shot.
Hey.
came to power
Hey.
and made rebuild and re-energize spy agencies.
Nice birdie.
Moscow still has some sense left over from the old days. You can control what you do.
Next hole.
If you think that the Americans is the stuff of fantasy, then again,
This is the takedown of a ring of Russian spies operating deep undercover. The Russians were sent here as individuals. They paired up, got married, and posed as the folks next door.
10 people were arrested, including 4 couples. And Moscow was sending in new
game is up. Stakes never been higher. Courtney was once asked what he was an expert at. Reading people was his answer. It's a skill he developed at the KGB and is put to use on the world stage. Few people have spent as much time as
I have a damn fairway yet tonight.
what Putin is thinking, and he believes he knows what Putin is thinking.
It only cost you on one hole.
The Russians have said
Yeah.
this commodity
Been lucky the rest of them.
It's the fruit cheese can be found in a mousetrap.
That story is coming up next. Stay with us.
Now with the Honda Celebration sales, you can get a great deal.
Yeah, that's my own. Back home now.
Your unforgettable summer begins today with a trip to the Honda Celebration sales. Hurry in and get a great deal on the Honda Civic from KDE.com's best value rate at your local Honda dealer.
Only in Jamaica can you stay at one Sam's and play around at all 6 resorts. Sam's Jamaica. It's 6 vacations. Sam's.
I could hear crackling applause and my mind was totally blank. All I remember saying
Oh, so bad it wouldn't read. That's very good. Man, I don't know what that is, but sometimes I just hit the damn top of that ball so badly. Excellent.
Woo, look at that. It's just struggling, dude.
You'll benefit from 100% verified profiles, an extensive personality test, and tailored matches in your area. EliteSingles.com. Never more ready to fall in love again.
You don't let anything keep you sidelined. That's why you drink Sure with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals. Get the strength and energy to get back to doing
Hell, I got it right.
Yep.
must be you.
Oh. got some pretty demanding users. Assholes.
Want to quit now so you can get it done and come back and play later?
No, I'm good. Whenever, I mean, if you need to quit because your elbows, if you want to rest.
No, I want to play later tonight with you and Leo and Peter, so I'm trying to save myself. So I'm good. So you go.
I'm good.
I'll put him on a little bit with swing. I mean, didn't want to get off yet.
Nah, I should be fine.
I'm ready to quit now myself.
That's cool. We can quit after this hole.
Just finish this hole up and then we'll, if you want to go take care of your shit, you gotta take care of it. We'll be back and back to this.
Yeah, it's cool. We can do that.
Yeah,
Put this.
Still wants to play and Zinger wants to play.
Put this one in the hole real quick.
And I can go take a, like a drop of
Oh, that's not the right hole. Yeah, maybe I can find my swing between here and work.
well, yeah, if you find it, try to find my elbows too.
If you find your swing, look for mine instead of the swing.
Yeah, see, like, I'm trying to find you actually right now because I see for a bunch of bushes.
No idea what it is.
I'll be ready when you get back. I'll go to the bathroom.
Alright, yeah, I'll cruise by and check my shit out.
Couple hours for you?
Nah, it shouldn't be that long, but whenever you're ready again.
So what time are you gonna go to work? I think I have to go to work for a while.
I'm gonna go right now, but it won't take me that long. I just gotta double check some cabling I fucked up.
There you go. Very good. So, let me know when you get back and I'll get clear off with us.
Alright.
Alright. Have a good night.
Alright. Talk to you guys later.
Later.